Welcome back to another episode of the NASCAR Thunder 2004 modded career mode. Today, we're taking on the Rockingham 400, and there's only one goal in mind: beat Jeff Gordon. Why? 3 points. 3 singular points are all that separate me from Jeff Gordon, which means everything is extremely important today, except for rivals. I don't care about rivals today. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to prioritize. Now, hear me out. I'm going to prioritize using my older chassis, older engine, older everything. Okay. Why? Because I feel like at Homestead will probably wind up becoming the deciding race. I want my best equipment. I want my best equipment for that track. So I'm gonna go it's a little risky. It's not too much on condition, but the condition actually adds up and it affects things like, drafting and downforce. So this means a lot for this small little bit of sacrifice for today's race going into Homestead. Homestead will probably be the biggest race of the entire career mode ever. Okay. Need that to happen. I made myself lose focus. That's how serious it is. I made myself go out of focus. That's funny. But that should probably explain to you guys exactly how serious this is. It is that serious. So serious that I will become blurry. To stop me from becoming blurry, hit that like button down below the video. Let's go ahead and go to Rockingham. And a special surprise at the Rock. For my astute viewers, you guys have already seen it. It is nighttime at Rockingham. And the track is bathed in so much light. But it's okay. So I need to get my best qualifying I can, because Rockingham has been a problem for us. It was a problem for us last season. It's a problem for us. It's probably gonna be a problem for us this season. But coming off turn 3 and 4, pole. I take all that back. I take every single last bit of that back. It is not a problem for us. We got ourselves a pole, which means the qualifying slump is over. Finally, the slump is over. So we are finally back on pole. We needed this pole position. That feels so good. I actually completed all the laps. I just needed to bask in that. Let's go racing.
MRN welcomes you to Rockingham, North Carolina for tonight's NASCAR Winston Cup race. Drivers say this place can be one difficult track to master.
Well, this track is deceiving to drivers who are new here. It's wide and fast in most places, but in the corners, they'll have to slow up more than they expect. Otherwise, the wall will sneak up and bite them on the exit, especially in turn 2.
The 53 car has had some run-ins recently with the 49 car.
A little bumping now and then is okay. They just need to make sure it doesn't get any more serious.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Ken Schrader. I'm worried about that Ford that I'm outside of, the 97 car. But we got the gearing in this one today. And I've noticed that Jeff Gordon isn't actually in the top 5. He's a few rows back. So we need to get a lap lead here. Get those early 5 bonus points. Mark Martin definitely tried to dive it underneath because I left the inside wide open, but it is A-okay. We are going to lead the first lap here.
I'd like to see him stay back there.
Now, we are going to be okay as long as we stay ahead of Mark Martin. I am fully expecting to hit the wall at some point. Definitely hit the wall that time, didn't I? So now that we got the hit the wall out the way and on the check mark, today is all about keeping the car clean-ish and keeping the tires on the car, because Rockingham is a cheese grater like track and it will definitely wear my tires out. It always does, and I just need to be aware of that. I just need to be cognizant of how hard I'm driving. Yeah, car is definitely tight. I definitely went up the track that lap, so I just need to be careful. Hope I didn't knock the rear fender up or the rear deck lid up. I did not. So car is good. It's okay. It's just not handling it very well.
Everything okay?
Yeah, see? Again, I'm going up the track. It's just tightening.
The 6 car wants to
We're like a full round down on the wedge.
number 6 down
I'm gonna let Mark Martin go. He's low impact. He's a low impact driver. He's in the chase, but he's nowhere near the top fight right now, at least in my personal opinion.
43, 62. We're starting to run away from you.
What in the Ford collusion was this? This man came to a complete stop in the like before the corner. That is not a braking zone, Mark. Could you let it get, oh my gosh, Ford. Anyways, I just need to make sure I get past him because, you know, the Ford versus Pontiac thing, which is really just Ford versus Neco Darius.
36. Come on.
Okay.
Push it.
Mark Martin is choosing the weirdest brake zone. And I have to be very aware so I don't push the freaking nose in on the radiator. But things are going okay. This is fine. Personally, I would prefer Kevin Harvick to get by. That way I could mitigate any Ford, you know, points gains here. But it's okay.
Let's widen the margin. 43, 48.
I think Mark was on to something, though. I think he was trying to show me that I need to brake sooner if I'm going to actually run the track right. I say as he absolutely just blows my door off. Okay. Thanks, Mark Martin.
Slower than the leaders, buddy. We gotta pick up some time.
I'm not seeing Jeff Gordon in the top 5, by the way. If Jeff Gordon has a problem in this race, I think we'll officially walk away with the championship. At least, sorta. We would have to still finish well at Homestead, but I think we would actually be able to sign, seal, and print a trophy like shirt.
29. Keep coming. We're getting there. You're in first. The 6 car down low.
So halfway in this race today will be around lap number 31. And I know I'm losing ground to the leader's crew chief. The car is tight. And I don't want to adjust anything on the car. Like, I know it's tight. It's a problem, but it's not like a massive super problem because 3 and 4 are perfect. Down to the front stretch, it's just 1 and 2 are the main problem right now.
Left in there somewhere. I know you do. The 6 car is looking high. You're clear.
Like, if I'm not right down there on the white line, the car just does not have the drive off that it needs. All right, so I've done absolutely nothing. I've just been kind of clicking off laps here at the front. Mark Martin hasn't been able to catch up to me. Neither has Kevin Harvick and them. But I've actually started looking ahead a bit here. And I'm actually doing a little bit more lift and coast before heading into the corners. So I'm trying to maximize fuel here.
23, 56. Keep it smooth, buddy.
And for the most part, outside of that situation there and a situation a few laps ago on lap, you know, a couple laps ago in turns 3 and 4, I've actually saved tires and I've saved fuel. And I can feel like I'm actually managing the race a little bit better without having to worry about, you know, the guys around me catching me. Like I'm in my own little groove here of just lift and coast, save the tires, save the rubber, and just kind of bide my time until the pit stop. Because hopefully at the pit stop we'll see, you know, something amazing, like a good pit stop for me where I don't come down pit road and get a penalty.
43, 59.
That would work. And we actually have pit stops beginning now on lap 25. Oh, this is early from the AI guys. Okay. They're expecting to go all the way to the end at this rate, but okay. I'm just going to stay with my lift and coast. Just keep lifting and coasting. Because it's allowing me to break away from Mark Martin and them. So I'm doing something right. I think their tires are pretty much dead. And I am pretty much on the right side of the tire wear right now. So we just got around a few lap cars. I'm going to probably wind up just letting them go because honestly, they're going to be faster than me on new tires.
Keep coming, buddy.
And they're in their own race. I don't need to really be around them, especially because they could just wreck.
All clear, buddy.
Like, see there, I just let Ricky Rudd go.
Back ahead. Be careful.
I got hit by Scott Wimmer.
See out there. Far inside.
I'm going to assume that I came down on Wimmer. That was my fault. And that Wimmer wasn't just trying to do some weird dodge thing where he was trying to endear himself to another team in the future. That's what I'm going to go with. Wimmer didn't know what he was doing. He knew not what he was doing. Like, I'm in this traffic and I'm like, I really hope nobody gets loose in front of me. I hope nobody spins in front of me, because if they spin and I slow down and the guys behind me don't, I could be out of the race. I'm not trying to race these lappers, but some of them are kind of slow. I'm not going to say the 21 was slow. I think he got held up by the 33, who was already off the pace. But definitely beginning to see some guys that we kind of expect to see at this stage of the race. I actually haven't seen any other leaders take a pit stop yet, except for the guys who've already been down pit road. So it's now going to be a game of chicken. Who's going to blink first? Walls. I hate the wall. But to knock the fence in. This is not how I get to pit road, by the way.
Now this is a race.
Screw it. We're going to come down pit road. We're at that point now where the tires are about to give up. And it's just getting harder and harder to stay down low.
The 40 car up high.
So this is the lap. Bring it down. 70. Repair the damage. We don't need to go back down on wedge. We're already at our full round down. I don't need to go another half a round down. So this is it. Kurt Busch is now the leader. And hopefully we'll get a good pit stop. I see Mark Martin is in with me now. And the rear deck lid open, so we definitely needed to come down pit road. That hit to the wall actually knocked the deck lid up. I see Jeff Gordon as well. Yeah, thanks for pushing the deck lid back down. Still open a bit, but better than before.
Look out. Traffic up high.
I unintentionally shifted up twice. Okay, third gear, no big deal.
Leaders are headed in.
And fourth gear.
Car is outside. Clear on both sides.
We're good. We're actually in 10th. We came in 10th, or came out 10th. So we'll just cycle through the pit stop and get back to the lead. Unless a random caution comes out and screws that all the way up, but I'm hoping there's no caution. I love it when I hear my crew chief say I've locked up 5 more bonus points for leading the most laps. That means at minimum I can gain 10 points on Jeff Gordon at this point. And I'm in the wall. I just let the one car go by. Deck lid is back open. Hopefully the car doesn't have any adverse reaction to this. I'm really hoping not. Oh boy, it's gonna be rough. Yeah. Adverse reaction is the car is now much looser under on off throttle. So definitely screwed myself in here now, didn't I?
42. Wow, you're fast. 20 now. 20 laps to go.
Car's a little tight, but it just might be because I'm out of rhythm. I was up half a lane that lap or that corner. So we'll see. I just got to get back into the flow state here. It's the flow state.
23, 32. That's it. That's the speed we're looking for.
Still a little high in turn 1 and 2. So yeah, this damage is going to slow us down just a little bit. But 3 and 4 are now good because I found a different entry point. So let's see if I can find a good entry point for turn 1. Off the throttle here.
Good lap.
Car is just kind of loose. Just gets a little squirrely on the end. Fast, but still a little squirrely. Don't want it to be that squirrely going into corner entry. But we've done pretty well so far, especially considering we coughed up the win at Texas. This is a really welcome change because
49.
we struggled
Great lap. The one car.
due in part to my own moxie.
All around.
All right, I'm back in flow state here. The only thing I don't need now is a caution because I'm now in a good rhythm of just letting off the throttle and just letting the car float through 1 and 2 and then also in 3 and 4.
like that.
I'm not seeing as much movement as we normally see on the track, so probably for the best. I'm not seeing Jeff Gordon making it any major, massive time. Jimmy Johnson is in the top 5, though.
Hold it steady. 3 wide. 43.35. That was a great lap, buddy.
That was a smooth move into turn 1 and 2. Y'all got to give me props on that one. If you like that smooth move here on lap 51 on these lap cars, hit that like button.
Far high. 23.69. 6.
Oh my gosh, Jeff Gordon made it to the top 5, y'all. I just looked over at the leaderboard. I saw it on the backstretch very briefly on the big scoreboard. That actually updates live, I might add. And I saw Jeff Gordon there. And I was like, oh, there's the 24. He's right behind the 48, which means he's slowly catching up, which is really scary.
23.28. Keep it up. Great lap.
Well, we knew we couldn't keep a good Jeff Gordon down, could we? This is like prime Jeff Gordon, too. There's a car off the pace. Oh, no, it's Steven. No. Our horrible engine package bites him again.
Great from where I'm sitting. How's the car feel?
Sorry, Steven.
43 car. That's right.
I wonder if Hendrick is going to tell Jimmy Johnson to move over for Jeff Gordon. Because he really needs those positions. With me leading all the laps and going to get maximum points, Jeff Gordon can't afford to lose any points to me. But he's like 7/10 back from Jimmy Johnson right now. Jeff Gordon is falling off the pace. 1.2 back from Jimmy Johnson, meaning that he won't make it. I think he got caught up in some traffic and he's now stuck. I mean, this was a dominating race for us from start to finish. Excuse me, I just burped.
That's the lap time I'm looking for. Keep it up.
Not sure if Kurt Busch would get past Mark Martin, though. All the lifting and coasting I've been doing really saved our race here.
Got one high.
I think that was what I wasn't doing last time we came, but I definitely learned from my mistakes this time around.
Smooth, just like that.
Jeff Gordon almost a full 2 seconds back from Jimmy Johnson. Just going to go ahead and pass Scott Wimmer. And that's another win for us. Perfect. A clutch victory when we needed it most. Huge for us. Let's go.
The yellow flag didn't fly at all in this one.
Well, that's good news for all these race teams because that can mean one thing: no major wrecks.
The NBC car was the car to beat all race long.
Now, this was a race he'll always remember. What a great feeling it must be to win a race in such a dominant fashion.
The 53 car has begun a new rivalry on the racetrack.
I'm not sure how all this got started, but now that they have a little history on the track, it'll be something to watch in the weeks ahead.
Arguably, probably the best race win I think I've had all season long. And that means a lot because we wound up driving away from Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Ryan Newman, all those guys. I mentioned Ryan Newman. I also meant Kurt Busch as well. We drove away from these guys. We won. We led 53 laps. Mark Martin and Kurt Busch led some laps as well. And Michael Waltrip for some odd reason, also led a lap. But who didn't lead a lap? Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, 2 guys who were within the top 5 in the point standings. Mark Martin is close enough, and I think Kurt Busch is as well. What gets me a little upset, though, is I don't know if you guys noticed, Ford stuffed the entire standings, which means I think that we're not going to win the manufacturer's title at this point with Pontiac. I think Pontiac is going to end this. Pontiac is going to go out without winning the title. So, yeah, that's a thing, because there's a Ford here, there's a Ford down here, and there's a Ford down here. So 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 7th may be enough to get them what they needed. I really needed like John Andretti or Tony Stewart or them to come to the front. So I think a late caution would have probably helped with that. But we lapped all the way up to 29th place in the standings. Of course, Stevens, the only person with a DNF today. He blew his motor 55 laps in, and that really sucks. But altogether, good race. Strong race for us. Strong race. Let's head on back home and take a look at the manufacturer's title, because I think we may have actually been out of the race now, and I think it's officially over for us. I apparently don't know how math works, and apparently needs NASCAR Thunder. Okay. You know, I think it's actually based on the highest finishing car of that manufacturer, now that I'm thinking about it. Because Ford should have gained more points than that. I don't know, but we're actually Pontiac is leading. That actually makes me happier than what you guys think. Oh yeah, we're going into the Ford 400, beating Ford for the manufacturer's championship. That's the crazy part. The better crazy part is that we're currently 38 points ahead of Jeff Gordon, 127 ahead of Kurt Busch, 131 ahead of Matt Kenseth. I will break down the mathematics of where we need to finish in order to give you guys a better scenario heading into Homestead, because that's close. As a matter of fact, I think that's about the same distance between me and Dale Jr. So I think we only need I'm gonna say like 8 positions if we don't lead a lap, and 7 if we lead a lap. If we lead a lap and get 7 points or 5 points for leading a lap, we'll be good. So it's gonna be like 8 positions gets us the championship. 7 positions with a lap led gets us the championship. 6 positions with the most laps led will get us the championship, as long as Jeff Gordon doesn't somehow get a win or anything like that. I don't need to worry too much about Kurt Busch or Matt Kenseth. I mean, outside of Matt Kenseth possibly trying to dump me again, but I don't need to worry about them too much. I don't think they're going to be a main factor, but they could, if something happens to me and Jeff Gordon, swoop in and actually get the title at the last race. So that actually can happen. There is a scenario out there that could cause Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth to potentially win the title, but it would have to be them basically winning, me and Jeff Gordon finishing 42nd and 43rd respectively. And that's the only way I can see Matt Kenseth winning. Kurt Busch kind of the same way. We would have to finish well outside the top 40, and Kurt Busch would have to win. That's pretty much about it. I think I just broke down the math without even trying to break down the math. We got our best car for Homestead. We've got the manufacturer's championship points lead. We've got our points lead as the driver's champion. Wow. I think the pressure ain't gonna set in until I boot this game up for the Ford 400 at Homestead. So make sure you don't miss out. Hit that like and subscribe button, because season 3 is about to end, and I feel like Homestead is probably going to be one of the banger races that we're going to have. It's going to be the banger that I expect it to be. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure that like and subscribe button. I need 3,000 subs by the end of 2025. I need your help. And likes feed my family and tell YouTube is a great video. So the more likes, the better. See you guys next time. Be easy, everybody.